Hey, welcome to Mental Wealth Class. And I am Sanford, your mind-body connection coach. Now, today we are going to look at fear and scarcity, keeping you locked in an amputee mentality. Often people refuse to face their fears or scarcity. They reframe it in words or in phrases that they believe makes them look good or feel like they are in control. When in reality, they aren't in control, and they are scared and they feel unprotected, like that 4-year-old child again. They refuse to admit, face, or acknowledge their fear. This fear and scarcity becomes ulcers, high blood pressure, anxiety, depression, self-harming habits, and disconnects them from anything or anyone who could possibly care or support them in their moments of need. Now, along with the topics of fear and scarcity, I am here to tell you, whether you are conservative, whether you are rebellious, eccentric, or a quiet warrior, there is a place for your talents and your gifts on this planet. School, job, entrepreneur, stay-at-home mom or dad, philanthropist, traveler, you are meant to give your gifts to this world because you are something extraordinary. Now, often we talk ourselves out of things because we can't see others doing it, or we don't believe that we can do what we actually dream about and envision. This is not about money. Yes, we need a sort of income and money to pay the bills, to eat. This is about unused talents and gifts. This is for you, the 9-to-5 person who comes home and wants to paint, dance, or create a beautiful garden for people. This is for you, the husband or the wife, so disconnected that, you're living in another country and you don't know how to give. This is for you, the talented man or woman who has been savvy in business and in their financial life, yet their intimate relationships have been lost and eluding them for year after year. This is for you, the talented young man or woman who excels at sports and performing arts, yet everyone is telling you, you can't make a living at it. Well, you know what? I did for 20 years. This is for you, the daughter or the son who have done what their parents expected them to do. They got the degree, they got the job, they got the house, but still they feel empty and unsatisfied. This is not to be a shaming or a blaming of anyone. It's about uncovering what's real, that school and education have not taught you. From my perspective, school and education should teach all of us who we are and what our talents and gifts really are and how we are meant to give those to the world. In school, I loved to meet people. I loved selling my toys and food. A young entrepreneur. I loved being on stage, acting and dancing. I loved asking people questions about what they wanted out of life. I loved talking about relationships. I loved seeing the good, the bad, the ugly, and beautiful in people and letting them know that they were extraordinary and something truly special. That was never nurtured. I was, in love with a lot of different things, but I was told that I had to get a job, I had to go to university, or I wouldn't be of any use to society. For me, even though I traveled the world as an actor and as a dancer and played, I was a competitive coach in cheerleading and a performer in America and here in Australia, even though I had 2 failed businesses, those that I coached and used to teach would always walk away with 2 very important things. 1, I challenged them to be better than their excuses and their lies and look at their opportunities. And 2, to feel like they were truly extraordinary. Now, it took me 46 years on this planet to fight to fail, and to figure out my service to the world, other than just being, telling terrible dad jokes, which my daughter reminds me are terrible. My gifts and talents are to educate and to teach others to know how extraordinary they truly are. Now, I don't do this in school or university setting, not from behind a desk or just sitting in a room. I educate and coach out in the world where students can move, where we can strategize and meet people and build on collaborations, where clients can meet others who can complement and have strengths in areas that they do not. No one ever told me that I couldn't do what I have done or accomplished. I just decided, like in the movie Forrest Gump, I just felt like running. That's what he said, so I just felt like doing it. And like in Forrest Gump, a lot of people would ask him or say to him, "Are you stupid or something?" You know what he said? Stupid is as stupid does. And just like in the movie, I didn't have a lot of support, but I did have my version and my vision. I had my version of Bubba, Lieutenant Dan, Jenny, and Mama. If you hadn't seen the movie, go see it. What I found out from one of my very first mentors, his name was Mr. Dunlap. He was a janitor at my grade school. Now, one summer, I got to work with him. And he told me something that I would never ever forget. He said, "Sanford, the one thing that most people are afraid to do is to sell themselves. They're afraid to tell people what they are good at, what they are going to do, and how they want to do it." He said, "We are salesmen and women no matter what." He said, "We have to sell our kids on education and to do their chores or doing something that's challenging to them. We have to sell ourselves to people to get that position or that job. We have to sell our boyfriend or girlfriend or the person that we want to marry why we are the best choice for them." We even have to sell our friends on why we are good for them and why eating that pizza tonight is far better than eating tofu cakes and bean sprout soup. Sanford, he said, you had to sell us on your potential of why you wanted this job. Everything is sales. Mr. Dunlop said, if you cannot sell you won't have like-minded people and authentic people in your life. All sales is, he said, is building relationships with people by telling the truth. Now, you're always going to get that one or two people or groups who lie, but they are far and few in between. There are far more people who want to actually help us in this world and that we want to help. He said, you can either sell your skills, which are products, or you can sell yourself, which is just services. He said, everything is selling. So just be yourself in every room that you walk into, because everyone else is taken. Now remember that lesson. And here are the two most important people that you have to be successful for. One is yourself, and two are the other people that you invite into your circle. Because if you can't do that, that means you don't know who you are, which keeps you afraid and in scarcity. And it keeps you from saying out loud what you really, really, really want. I am here to help people discover who they are. It's simple, but it's not easy. It's facing you, but it's hard to admit. It's a journey, but it's right next door. It's a lonely place, but we can't do it alone. Now, here are 4 things that you need to know if you want to change and heal and discover who you truly are meant to be. Number 1, stop lying to yourself. Now, we all lie, but a lot of us lie consistently, so we can never find out what we really want, who we really are. I had to build myself up, and I had to build a plan to keep myself on track from telling lies. If you have to do that, then you go and do that. And if you need help, just let me know. I can help you build that plan to help you keep from telling not only yourself lies, but other people. It's a lack mentality, And we can't build strong relationships if we're staying in that lack mentality. Number 2, have those conversations that are uncomfortable. Conversations about fear, race, money, body image, past relationships. Conversations that, because you aren't having them, keep you stuck in fear and in a distrustful place in the world. Number 3, do the hard work. Get someone by your side like me or an old friend, someone who's going to help keep you accountable for every step that you're taking along the way, because every step is a test. Every step is challenging, and you need that support. Number 4, let me ask you 2 questions to end this video. Number 1, who are you? And number 2, what is it that you really want? What is it that you really want? Do you know what it is? Remember, fear and scarcity, okay? It is a huge thing because most people don't know their gifts and talents because they're stuck in fear. And it's very important to be able to pull yourself out of that. If you are playing the fear and scarcity game, reach out to someone today that has a strong insight and a process that can include you or that you help build with. Scarcity and fear knows us better than we know ourselves. It's kind of like the government and advertising agents. They have been studying us from the day that we were born. Think about this. Our government and media knows what we buy. They know what makes us angry. They know what makes us jealous and envious. They know what we're going to watch on TV. They know what makes us sad and afraid. This, my friend, is exactly the fear and scarcity that's repeating itself over and over and over again in our heads. When you finally do reach out to someone who can help you reveal this part of you, then you know one thing about yourself right away. And that one thing is you are tired of waiting for your life to start. Now remember, to fight the right fights, earn your peace, share your gifts, and always, always love your mission. Peace. Talk to you guys next time.